Hey, what's up, Jesse? How you doing?
All is well, Michael. How you?
Same, man. Same over here, man. I just got a little dilemma I wanted to ask you about. I figured I'd call in for
What
certain
part of
time, actually.
Michigan you live in?
I'm in Lansing.
You in Lansing. I've been to Lansing
Yeah.
before.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing out here?
I was speaking, giving a speech, I think one time to the local government there and at a couple of prisons there. I give talks in prisons
Okay.
sometime or in jails or
Okay.
something. Yeah. But go ahead,
All
Michael.
right. Well, the question I have for you, or a little advice I was thinking is, I got my daughter. She's 10 now. I got her at a Catholic school over here that I went to when I was young for a little bit. I went mostly public school. It did give me a good foundation. I just kind of wanted the same for her.
Yeah.
And I was raised Catholic, obviously, and then obviously I'm just a Christian. I just go off the Bible. I seek God through that and through prayer. And basically, a little thing came up this year where they do confession, and it hit me where I was like, you know what? I told my daughter, I said, you ain't got to go to confession. And I pulled up a bunch of scriptures and showed her that, there's no mediator between you and God. And, as long as you're praying and you're right about it and you really do want to repent, God will forgive you as long as you, try not to make the same mistakes and all that. And basically the teacher, she sent my daughter back to me the next day and said, hey, we need a note because she's not going to participate in confession. I said, all right, no problem. So I wrote a note, signed it, gave it to her. She went to school, and then I forgot about it a little bit, and then it came up about a few days later. And come to find out, they went to confession, and she gave the teacher the note, and then the teacher all of a sudden just said, hey, you know what, you're going to do it anyways. And then after that, they took her to the church and went to confession, and then she told the preacher, her teacher, and then he started hitting her with these Bible quotes and saying, what do you think about this? And what do you think about that? And then kind of belittling her a little bit and making her feel uncomfortable from what she told me. And then long story short, he basically was like, well, you can't accept communion anymore, and if you're not going to do this, blah, blah, blah. So instead of, taking my note and making it a simple thing where, hey, she's not going to participate, they went ahead and went over me pretty much and just did that. And I'm just trying to figure out the best way to handle the situation with the school.
How old are you?
Because I feel I'm 30. I just turned 30 last September.
And how old is your daughter?
She's 10.
Wow, she shouldn't have to be dealing with all that, man. That's traumatizing to her.
Yeah, it was. That's what, to hear her come back and tell me, that she kind of felt cornered, and they were, she doesn't know too much about the Bible. She knows what I tell her, and he's telling her scriptures and say, what do you think about that? Kind of like hurt me a little bit that they went over me, even though I gave her a note and put her in that situation.
Did you go over there and talk to the teacher?
I haven't had time yet. I want to talk to the principal. I'm really cool with the principal. But then now the assistant principal actually emailed me on Monday, and we set up a time for Friday to talk to him about it. I'm just kind of disappointed that they did that behind my back.
Why do you make the time and go right away and deal with that so that she wouldn't be going back and forward dealing with this? She's 10 years old.
Well, confession is only the second week of every month. So I know she wasn't going to be dealing with no confession anytime soon. And I've just been trying to pray on it a little bit and figure out the best way to deal with it.
What does that mean, pray on it? What do you mean by pray on it?
Just pray to God, ask for guidance, help me lead me in the right way.
Well, the right way is to go right to the school and deal with it. Just say, at this Catholic school, do they have a rule that says that if you don't want your child to do confession, whatever it is, that they don't have to?
No, the thing about that school is you can actually go to that school and not be Catholic.
And do you have to do?
Because the public schools are not pretty good around here, and I want to have a good moral foundation.
Are you able to opt out of doing the confession thing?
Yeah, it's like I said, the teacher said just bring a note. Okay. And then when she gave her the note, she said, we got to go anyways. And I think her teacher is this year is an older lady, and I'm pretty sure she really believes in what she's saying and what she believes in. And I don't fault her at all, but because that's what she believes. But the fact that they just went over me a little bit is kind of.
What I recommend, Michael, that you just don't be angry. Stay away from anger because you'll go there and you'll overdo it. You'll overreact and get yourself in trouble. But what I would do, I would just go and say, I would go over there and just say, hey, I don't want my daughter doing confession thing. I sent a note. I'd like to know, why did you force her to do it when I had told you not to. And listen, hear them out, and just say, well, I don't want her doing it, and then see what happens from there. And if they continue to do it, then you should just take your daughter out. Are you raising your daughter? And why are you going? Why is your sister going to Mexico to have a wedding?
In a nutshell, I think there's a destination type wedding like that. I think was cheaper overall for what she wanted. So that's what I think in a nutshell.
Does she live in Mexico or in Michigan?
No, she lives here.
And her fiance, does he live in Mexico or Mission?
No, he lives here.
What's a destination marriage?
I mean, I just think it gets to go somewhere to get married, like a nice little vacation at the same time.
And so why do you feel you have to go? You can't afford to go right now. Why do you feel you need to go down there? You have kids, you need to get married, you're trying to take care of your family. Why do you feel you need to go to Mexico? If they want to go, your sister, her fiance want to go down there, that's fine, right? But why do you feel you need to go?
Well, the whole family's going, and I just wanted to take it as a vacation. So that's how I look at it. And to show support. And I love my sister, at the same time.
But so if you didn't go because you can't afford to at this point, would that mean you don't love your sister?
Not at all, no.
Would it mean you don't support her?
No.
Is your sister considering that you have a family and it might not be able to do it at this time?
I'm sure she's more concerned probably with other people in the family and was making sure. It's kind of the reason why she kind of wanted to go that route, in my opinion, why I think she went this way.
Is she concerned enough to have the wedding in Michigan and not have to pay so much? Is she concerned enough about the rest of the family to have it in Michigan?
I mean, it's already a done deal from what I know. So whatever concern she had, she got it, through and over with in her mind.
Do you think she was concerned enough to say, you know what, I'd like for my family to be at my wedding. I know they all can't afford to do it. Michael has 3 kids. He gonna go downtown and do it the right way. My cousin can't afford it at all. I want my other brothers and sisters there. I'm going to have a little cheap wedding at home since I want the family there. Is she that concerned?
You got a great point right there. I won't argue with that.
Yeah. Mike, I want you to start thinking for yourself because you have a family now and you are the head of your wife. You got to be logical, man. You can't be trying to please the other family members and take care of your family. You know what I mean?
That's amazing because it's crazy because when I was calling, I was on hold the whole time. The initial question that I had about the school and everything like that, honestly, I kind of already knew how I was going to handle that situation. And I think I needed to call you just to hear some of this. And then you just got it out of me and got it, told me what I needed to hear without me even knowing what that's what I was looking for, something like that because the school that she goes to, that's an expense. That's not cheap at all every year for that school. I'm looking to put my son in there. That's another nod to that, starting this year.
Yep.
So there's all these expenses and, trying to be the man of the house and trying to handle all of it does get a little tough. And then sometimes I just go with the flow, the wedding, it's my sister. I love her. I want to go show support and use it as a vacation. We haven't had one in a while. So that's how I write it off really quick, and how life kind of goes fast. And I know you said earlier, just take a breath. But that could have been money in the bank. I'm still actually trying to buy my first home and all that.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of things for sure. And every time something gets built up, the money gets stacked up, and then boom, something goes on. Something has to happen.
Because you're not guiding the right way, Michael. You're trying to appease your family members and everybody else. Whereas you don't realize your kids, and as soon as you marry this woman, that's your family. You don't need to try to appease the other family members at all.
Right.
I'm
the older brother of 2 younger sisters, so I try to be there for them.
How old are they now?
the one that's getting married, I believe she's 25. And then my younger one is 22, 23.
Michael, you're not responsible for them. Those are not your kids.
Right.
You're responsible for your kids, and hopefully you marry this woman and your wife. You're responsible for her.
Yeah, that's a done deal. I'm going to get that done this week. We were there getting our passports, and literally the sheet was right next to the one to get we had to get birth certificates. And we're like looking at it, talking, and she's like, do it. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And then we just like, filling out all these other paperwork, and we just got in and got out, and we went right to the place to get the passports, take the pictures, and, it's one of them things, and we're very excited and all that. And then, she got proposed to, and, and it's just, I don't know, man. And we're already planning it, and she, my wife, or soon wife to be, she's really cool. I was very happy with her coming out and saying she wants just a small church wedding because that's what I want. I don't want nothing extravagant or anything like that. But yeah, man, I hear you, and it's definitely what I needed to hear. And I definitely haven't been following, I guess, my head or something, man. I hear. You
haven't had your father wasn't a good example for you. Your mother wasn't while growing up. They were not good examples, and it seems as though you feel responsible for their children, even as an adult. You think you're responsible for your sisters. You got to watch over your sisters. You don't have to watch over your sister, Michael. They're not your kids. They're adults now anyway. And so you have to be responsible for your family, your kids, your wife, once you're married.
Right.
You're not responsible for them, so don't be trying to pack up and go everywhere they go and do all that crap. They're not thinking about you.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to think they do.
If they did, they wouldn't be having a wedding in Mexico and you have 3 kids.
I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but what is that not a good vacation at the same time if it's at a resort and take kids out who haven't been out?
You're calling it a vacation because you're too weak not to go. So you're trying to make yourself feel comfortable about it.
Oh, man.
You're trying to make yourself feel like it's the right thing to do when you know you can't afford to, that you shouldn't.
Yeah, I look at it killing 2 birds with 1 stone. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, you're calling it a vacation. The last thing you need to do right now is a vacation.
Yeah, that's right. Man, I wish I could stack it up, honestly.
I know it. Nice you say you want to buy a house. You're saving for that. You got kids. You got to go downtown and pay $20 to get married. You to pay for passports and all that crap.
Is that how much it costs, Jesse? $20?
Yeah, it should. Something like that.
Oh, my God. That's crazy.
And then you got to pay for Catholic school. You got a lot on your plate right now, Michael. You don't need to be going to Mexico. I stayed up all night to get a Mexican. Why
is the truth got to be so hard? That's crazy, man. I didn't really think you was going to have nothing to come at me about because I thought, I wanted to get in and get out, but the Lord works in mysterious ways.
And know what's also, you're setting your girlfriend up to judge you because she see how weak you are, the way you deal with money, with life, and trying to please everybody and controlled by your mother. She's going to judge you. You're going to have hell to pay. You're not leading, you're following.
I hear you.
And your girlfriend is going to resent you for it. Mark my word.
We getting married this week. I'll tell you that. So we can start with that, and we can figure out the rest as it goes. But, man, that's some tough decisions.
Here's what I recommend, buddy. Do what you want. I wouldn't go to Mexico. I would save my money. I would get me a home. I would take care of my kids. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be trying to please my sister or anyone else. If you want to go visit at their house when they get back and give them an apple wrapped in aluminum foil for a present, that would be fine. But I wouldn't be. How much does the trip cost to go to Mexico for you and your family?
Oh, man, it's probably going to be all together around $5,000 probably.
Oh, my God. What the?
Maybe another $1,000 of spending money.
Michael, put that on your house.
I'm looking to have at least 10 to put down a down payment.
Michael, put that money in the bank and save it to buy your house with.
I hear you. That's the right move. I mean, I can't argue with that. I'm still young, and I got enough time.
What's going to happen when you tell your fiance you're not going to Mexico?
Oh man, like dude, man. The sad thing is, I'm worried about my sister.
What's going to happen when you tell her you're not going?
Oh man, that's funny too. Because if you knew my sister, the one that's getting married, she would be. I'm pretty sure she'd be pretty upset.
And do you care?
Of course I care if my sister's upset. I'm her older brother.
Beta male.
You know?
Beta.
Well, I thought I was getting away without the beta male.
If you care about your sister getting upset, because when she get upset, all she's doing is controlling you, man.
You know, that's true. That's true.
She's trying to make you do what she want you to do. She doesn't care about your situation. Do you care about your girlfriend getting upset?
I'm not worried about that.
Do you care about that? Do you care about when she get upset?
No, because where I lead, she follows.
Then why you care about your sister getting upset? Your wife should be closer to you than your sister.
You know, she's a little sensitive sometimes. Me and her get into it here, you know, on and off all the time because I tell her she's too sensitive.
She need to overcome her mama. She hate her mother.
Oh, man. Yeah. Whew. Hopefully she don't listen to Jesse Lee. Oh, man. I mean, she's, you know, I got two younger sisters and she in particular is, you know, she's a little sensitive sometimes. And
that's not your problem, Michael. That's their problem.
It isn't. Right.
Don't let them control
and I try to help
you.
her, and I try to, you know, doesn't cause nothing but arguments.
Right.
I try to, you know.
Don't let them control you with emotions. You're about to go to a wedding that you can't afford to go to because your sister get upset, and that makes sense to you.
So it makes sense when I think of it as a vacation that I can't afford.
But right, and that's Satan setting you up.
Goodness, man.
You're going to end up spending over $6,000 on a moment of laughter, and it's not even real because as soon as you correct your sister, she's going to get angry at you.
Yeah.
Wake up, Michael. Have you overcome your mother?
What if I leave the family here to just take off for a day?
Michael, don't go to... Michael, go downtown, get married, go to that school and straighten out that issue. And if they don't clear that up, homeschool.
Homeschool, you think?
Yeah. Why does your girlfriend work?
Yep, she's working right now, and then I work in the afternoon.
Well, why doesn't she stay home? If you can afford to go to Mexico, she can afford to be home with the children and don't have to work.
I mean, that's a great point. That is a great point. You know, we're just trying to save up.
No, you're not. You're going to Mexico to a dumb wedding.
You got a great point. You're making me sound so dumb right now. I can't believe it. Like, just saying it like this, I can't. This is like, you can pull it out of me. Crazy. I've been listening to you for a while, man, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's like I didn't, you know. I'm sure people think all the time, he ain't gonna, we're gonna talk about with this, and I was gonna move it on, but you ripped it out of me. That's for sure. And,
have you overcome your mother, Michael?
No. Have I overcome my mother?
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
You went and dealt with her?
I forgave both my parents for sure.
You told her that?
Yep. I told her and my dad.
You went to your mother, and what did you say to her?
I just say I forgive you for, you know, how we were brought up and, you know, how life was, and I don't fault you, and it's the past, and that's it.
What'd she say?
You know, she's just kind of passive. She's, you know, she knows how I am. She's like, you know, okay, that's cool. She's not emotional or crazy like that.
And what'd you say to your father?
I forgave him a few times just to remind him and just tell him. And
what did he do to you?
You know, what did he do? He didn't really, you know. I mean, he was a young man when he had me, and he didn't have a father.
What did he do to you?
He did a good job. He didn't do nothing to me. to me.
So why you had to forgive him then if he didn't do anything to you?
Maybe just exposing me to certain things, I guess. I don't know. I felt it was the right thing to do, just to forgive both your parents.
But you haven't told me why you resented him. You said he didn't do anything to you.
No, I never resented him. I mean, he actually, when I was 12, him and my mom split up. I resented him for that.
He didn't split up with you. He split up with your mother.
Right. No. I never had a problem. I mean.
Well, what did you have to forgive him for, Michael? He didn't do anything to you.
Well, I don't. I mean, he was, he was drinking a lot growing up.
What that had to do with you?
I mean, I had to see some things.
What that had to do with you?
I had a lot. I mean, it had a little to do because I had to see some bad stuff growing up.
Like what?
I don't know.
Like what?
I don't. Just things that happen with people that are drinking and partying and stuff.
What did you have to see that he did to you?
Maybe. I mean, nothing really. I mean, maybe you're right.
No, I don't want to do it. Maybe you need to know for yourself and know for sure. I'm trying to figure out what did your father do to you?
I love my dad. I've always loved him. I never had really a problem with him.
So then why did you need to forgive him?
Any father and son every now and then, but we've got into it here and there. But we've always been on the good side. We were just talking this morning, and he was actually telling me, hey, to go handle that thing first thing, and he knows I'm a Christian, and I stand by what I say, and he's telling me, hey, go handle that today. I said, that's a good point. But
so I want to know if so apparently your father didn't do anything to you, so you had nothing to forgive him for. But let me ask you this.
Right.
He should have protected you from your mother, that's for sure. But let me ask you.
Right. I would say that when he left the house, and it was partially his fault when they split up, that, when he wasn't around, I was 12, and you know how young men are, or young boys at 12, I went into 13, 14, and I would say I was a decent kid. So then when they split, with mom in the house, I was free range. I was gone, done, hanging out,
right,
doing this, smoking pot, all that stuff,
Yeah.
And, I stopped all that stuff and got out of that.
Michael, I got to ask you just because I got to run. Let me ask. You say you went and dealt with your mother, right?
Right.
So you're no longer afraid of her, right?
No, I've never been afraid of her.
You can tell her the truth about herself when she's wrong.
I tell her the truth all the time and people get mad.
Well, why can't you do that with your sister? Why are you letting your sister control you?
I do tell them the truth, but they get mad.
But why do you care about that?
I don't care, so I keep telling them, and we keep having these little arguments. But
you do care. You say one thing, Michael. You say you don't care, but you do care, because if you didn't care, you wouldn't care about your sister getting mad about you not being able to go to Mexico to a dumb wedding.
That's true for sure, and that's just a higher level of standing my ground and being truthful is for sure.
Well, don't you think it's time to grow up and stand your ground?
For sure. Like, everything, I can't argue with what you said. It would be the best move to save the money, put it in the bank, don't worry about it, and, show her the love and support that I always do.
What? No, just tell her I wish you well. That's love and support.
Right. That's, that's all I do. And, man, that's a tough one because, it's your sister and she's getting married for the first time. You're not going to be there. I know this financial,
Michael, that's not a big deal, though. You're making it a big deal. Your sister's a grown woman. Let her go live her life. If she want to get married in Mexico, let her get married.
Yeah, but don't you only live once, though? Don't you got to sometimes stop and breathe, like you were saying, and just like...
You need to stop and raise your kids, man.
I'm raising them.
Not in Mexico wasting $6,000.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
And you're going to spend that money on a wedding. Your sister won't even listen to you. When you tell her the truth about herself, she get angry at you. It's not like she's taking your advice.
Right. I mean, I like to think I'm getting through with some things. Not all. It's a progress with people. Man, that's some tough stuff. So it always is. life, I guess.
Michael, you say you're a Christian. It's time to start being one and living that way. All right.
Mm-hmm. I want to be one and more every day.
And you need. And what will your fiance say when you tell her you guys are not going to Mexico?
She honestly, she probably asked me why, and I explained to her exactly what you said, which has literally been in my head, just like it is for any other expense, that's outside of the realm of what we need.
Yeah.
And then she will just look at me and say, all right, if that's what you're going to do, that's what you're going to do.
Well, good. So take her downtown, pay the $20 for the marriage license, get married, and live your life. Take care of your family, man.
You getting me from spending $6,000 plus to spending about $20 and some tax, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, it sounds like a good deal.
Yeah. And just take that money and put it in the bank and buy yourself a house.
Then I'm only $4,000 short of the 10 I need to put on down payment.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You gonna do it?
Oh, it's gonna be a tough one. I'd like to say that I will.
It seems like you're not. You seem like a beta male.
Oh man. I would definitely give it my best effort not to do this and handle it.
Why is it so hard? It shouldn't even be that difficult. You have kids. You're getting married.
Yeah,
you can't afford to.
That's true.
Why is that so difficult to tell her I'm not going to your wedding? I ain't going to Mexico.
Oh man, I don't know, man. It's gonna start so many problems.
And
I think, but that's true. But it's like then I'll be the only one that ain't going. Her only brother.
And
you got a point, man. Oh man.
Let me know how it goes, Michael.
I'm gonna let you know how it goes. I'm gonna call you again this week and let you know when that marriage is legit, and I'll tell you what's going on up until then. Because it ain't so big. But I got time to figure it out, and I'm gonna get in my sister's ear.
All right, buddy.
Let her know what the deal is.
And don't care about you get mad. Let her get mad. That's her problem.
Yep. All right, man.
All right, buddy. Bye. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the JLP Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.